Hi guys, this is Dandy. I know it's been a little while, things have been kind of crazy. I'm sure we'll be sharing more soon about what that crazy is. But I wanted to take a second to answer a question that I had on one of my videos. So the question, let me see if I can read it to you while I'm on the I'm recording on my phone because I'm having technical issues with my computer. So I do apologize if this sounds choppy. So I have a question from Tina, and it is, Dandy, you say you've been in this lifestyle longer than I have. I was wondering if you could talk about giving all control to your master. I'm currently training with one. Every once in a while I question, is that normal? So, again, being upfront, I don't know if I'm necessarily the best person to answer this question in regards to master-slave, as I've only been in one master-slave relationship. This is my first one, and it's only been about 5 months. We are long distance and soon to be in person. Cross everything that will work out. So I want to just say I don't know if I'm necessarily the best person to ask this question to, but I will definitely do my best to answer from my perspective. So, the part here about, I've been in the scene 3 years, but I've only been in an MS for since March, so 5 months. And a lot of that was getting to know you time and not very serious power exchange time. Okay, and then I've been in one DS relationship, and I've identified as a slave for 2 years. So I had this idea of what I was looking for. So that's to answer the first question. I was wondering if you could talk about giving all control to a master. So in this portion, I want to talk about different people do master-slave or mistress-slave different. I don't think there's any right way to do a dynamic. I mean, obviously you have to have consent, right? And people talking and consent. But there's a lot of different ways that master-slave relationship, mistress-slave relationships look. What you're referring to here, Tina, I think is more of a total power exchange question. When you're saying all control, I'm curious what you mean about that. Do you mean that your master touches all parts of your life? Or literally you have to get permission to go to the bathroom, like the R. Kelly stuff? A lot of masters do this very differently. So that would be kind of my question in order to answer your question better. If you're training with a new master, I really hope that you spend some time to get to know him and what his values and rules are before I ever really engage with Master Hook on a power exchange level. I really vetted him by watching his videos and spending a lot of time talking to him just as a human being. We would talk for hours, Skype, and our situation's kind of unusual because we're long distance, but I spent a lot of time figuring if I could trust him, right, and giving myself to him. So I think it's very important to choose somebody that you know is safe and is aligned with what you're looking for. And I've had some people say, well, if you're choosing, I've had a TBE master say, if you're choosing the qualities of someone you're looking for, then you're not really in a master slave, you're not really giving power up. You know what I say to that? Fuck that. Because there's things, even if you choose somebody that has a lot of the qualities and values, or most of the values and qualities that you want in a partner, in a master, they're still going to make decisions that you wouldn't necessarily make. They're still going to ask you things that you may necessarily not want to do, or that may be hard for you. But I think the big thing here is finding somebody who is going to ask reasonable but stretching things of you, right? Part of the power and awesomeness of being in a power exchange is that you're allowing yourself to submit and give yourself to somebody, which is, like I said, such a beautiful gift. And there's a lot of growth possibilities, stretching learning possibilities in this. For example, with me and Master Hook, I've done 5 or 6 kinds of play that I've never thought I would even like, including knife play, including cathartic beatings, fire play, fire cupping. I've done all this in the 2 times I've seen it. So I've already learned and grown, and we've only, been together in person twice. I guess that's part of what I want to say about that. But as far as giving control up or working on that aspect, what does your submission look like to you and your master? Because, like I said, everybody has a different idea of what that looks like. I mean, obviously it's obeying and that, but what does your master want, right? Does he have specific ways he wants you in the morning? Does he have tasks that he gives you? As far as handling those things, excuse me, I think it's very important to have a dynamic where you can respectfully communicate with them if you're struggling with something and be able to say, I'm struggling with this. Can you help me or provide me a resource that I can go to, so when you're saying questioning, I think that's where I've come from too, where I'm like, I want to make sure that this thing is being thought about and that this thing is, you're aware of this thing. And I usually just talk to him respectfully like a human, but some people are more high protocol and may not be okay with that specific way. They may say, there may be a different way they want that handled. So I would definitely ask your master what he prefers. I know this is kind of a lot of thoughts. As far as questioning goes, I think, like I said, I think that's very normal to be a human and worry. You're giving so much power up to somebody, and sometimes you're like, I am having a really hard time with this decision, or like, why is this the thing? And it's not that you're like, well, why are you doing this? But it's like, I need some help in accepting this, or I need some advice, like understanding. Would you be willing to provide me understanding? Sometimes they may say no, but probably if you have a good relationship and it's a healthy dynamic, then they, most of the time they will tell you, or they will say, we'll talk about this later. I hope that is helpful, Tina. I just wanted to give you a little bit. Again, I'm not sure I'm the perfect person to talk about this because I haven't been in a live-in. I don't even know if you're in a live-in or you're long distance or you're, with somebody in the same town or a few towns over. So feel free to comment, everybody, and tell me your thoughts. And I'd love to hear from some people who've been in longer-term MS, what you feel about this. Please subscribe, comment, like, love and light. This is Dandy. Bye-bye.